I had just uploaded a video on my channel that had nothing to do with what I'm about to talk about right now. And this is going to be another DNU story. When one of my subscribers had told me, and shout out to Darius Haley for telling me, they said I have a DNU story coming out of Wisconsin. And they gave me a name, Demetrius Williams. And that's him right there. And I'm going to explain who the other two people are in a second. Now, this one right here more than qualifies for DNU. So basically, the story goes is that this man, Demetrius Williams, I believe it was last month. It was on February 27th. He killed his ex-girlfriend, who was this woman right here, who was pregnant with his child, and then also killed her 3-year-old daughter, who you see sitting with her in the picture, whose name is Zayana Corbin. And do you want to know why he killed them? He killed them because the ex-girlfriend did not want to be with him anymore. I'll repeat that for those who didn't hear it in the back. This fool killed his ex-girlfriend, who was pregnant, by the way, and her 3-year-old daughter, because she did not want to be with him anymore. That was his confession. Those were his words. That was his statement. Demetrius Williams says he stabbed his pregnant ex-girlfriend and killed her 3-year-old daughter because the woman didn't want to be with him anymore. Williams, aged 25, appeared in court on Monday on charges of first-degree intentional homicide and attempted first-degree intentional homicide for the February 27th incidents on Kensington Avenue. A $2 million cash bond was set, and he returns to court on March 11th. Demetrius said he was upset at his ex because she didn't want to be together and didn't want him to touch her anymore. He says she is pregnant with his baby. Demetrius said he went on a stabbing rage, started stabbing her daughter, the complaint states. When Sergeant Thau asked why he wanted to kill victim 1 and his baby, victim 3, he said for him, freedom and happiness. So you killing your ex-girlfriend's unborn child, which was your child, and killing her 3-year-old daughter, killing all three of them, that for you was emancipation and happiness. Is he trying to bargain for an insanity plea? I would have never guessed that would have been a response to a question like that. This man said freedom and happiness. Wow. When asked to describe happiness, he said killing victim 1, which is the little girl, he said would mean he didn't have to deal with her anymore and unburden him from his anger. Or is victim 1 the mother? I'm guessing. Let me rephrase that. Victim 1 is the mother. I'm sorry. Victim 3 was the little girl. He said killing victim 1 meant he didn't have to deal with her anymore and unburden him from his anger. He was beginning to feel that his girlfriend, who was pregnant with his child, was beginning to distance herself from him. He began to concoct a plan to kill her and to kill her 3-year-old daughter. Appleton police identified the girl as Zayana Corbin, age 3. She had a very deep laceration to her throat and neck area. This is what he did to the girl, the little girl. He slit her throat. Police provided a link to a GoFundMe page which identifies the woman as Tiana. Her name does not appear in the complaint. She had injuries to her chest and abdomen area as well as her face and neck. The woman said after she told Williams she didn't want to be with him, Williams used pepper spray and began beating her. Williams then grabbed a knife and started cutting her. She was able to get out of the apartment, and when she came back, she discovered her daughter had been stabbed. Zayana was taken to the hospital and pronounced dead. The criminal complaint says the woman was taken in for emergency surgery. Victims of violence will often see an escalation when they're considering leaving or after they've left an abusive situation as well. Wendy Gale with Harbor House said, "There's direct child abuse that can occur. The intersection of domestic violence and child abuse is very, very real. And then sadly, the ultimate act of domestic violence where children too can be harmed and lose their life." And then it says, if you know anyone in an abusive relationship, here are the resources for the Green Bay area, Valley area, and Okosh area. And they just basically provide links. That is messed up for real. Usually when I do a lot of these DNU stories, there's sometimes going to be a what the fuck type of moment, or sometimes it may be one of them things where you may get a little bit of a chuckle out of that. But I can honestly say this one right here, out of all the ones I've done so far, this has to be the most gruesome one. Like, this guy straight up butchered his his ex-girlfriend and killed the daughter. So based on the article I'm reading, it looks like the mother is still alive, because they didn't say that she died. It just says that the daughter, the 3-year-old daughter, is dead. Now, I don't know the status of her pregnancy is, because they didn't specify in the article if the unborn child is okay. But that also can be kind of, that could be tricky as well, because it says she got stabbed in the abdomen, and that's right around the region where her womb is at. So that's just crazy. All I can say is, if you are in an abusive relationship, or you see there are signs of abuse, find a way to get out of there as fast as you possibly can, and don't even think about looking back. Like, just get as far away as possible. And the thing is, I think what makes this even more sad is that she wasn't able to save her daughter, and it wasn't her fault, because it said that he pepper sprayed her, which means, you get sprayed with pepper spray in your face like that, and it gets in your eyes. You can't see. Imagine having a bunch of onions, and you're cutting onions that material gets in your eyes, and it begins to sting, and you can't see. So imagine she's getting sprayed with pepper spray, and then he's stabbing her, and she's running frantically. At that point, all she could think about is getting out, and it's so many things going on in her mind. She forgot about her daughter being there, and then having to come back when she finally, someone has her bearings together, she finds her daughter, almost lifeless body, sitting right there in her home. Like, that's crazy. Like, this sounds like something that should be on, I don't know what network you can put this on, but I couldn't even imagine what she had to go through in that moment, in that span of moment right there. But like, it sounds like to me, like I said, it's like she was trying to get away from this guy. But the fact of the matter is, or the fact that he said freedom and happiness is why he did it, that is insane. This man is a fucking psycho. And I already know he's going to get life without parole. Now, I don't know how the death penalty works in the state of Wisconsin, but if it has it, he's definitely a candidate for it. But I do offer my condolences to the mother and her family. She had to lose her daughter in such a gruesome way, because this guy right here didn't know how to let go, apparently. And I don't know what the status is on her unborn child. But hopefully the child is, okay. Who knows what can actually come, from that. It could cause some complications. But y'all let me know what y'all think about this down in the comments. Like, share, subscribe. Make sure you follow me on Twitter if you haven't done so already. Have your notifications turned on, and I will talk to you in the next one.